Hello everyone. Today I'm down here at the mall doing my usual walking. I come down to this mall. It's a real small mall and a lot of the shops are closed. I consider it an abandoned mall, but it's not really abandoned because there's about 4 shops that are still operating out of this building. But I come down here about 3 times a week to do my usual mall walking. And I thought, well, if you're going to be walking, because I walk for maybe 2 hours, I thought, put my time to good use. And I decided to put this little video together and share it with you guys. So I want to tell you a story that I have only shared with one other individual, and that is my sister. Now, this story goes way back to when my first husband, left me, and I was going through the divorce. After he left me, I was left in a very dark place. I was very depressed, nervous, and full of anxiety because I didn't know what was going to happen to my life after my husband left me. And on top of all of that, I was unemployed. And I had very little money in my bank account, and I didn't have a way to get an apartment on my own and pay for it. But I did have a very nice friend at the time that offered me his spare bedroom. He said, come and stay with me until you get back on your feet. And so that's what I decided to do. I went to stay with him, and I was with him several months after my husband left me and the divorce was over. And the story should really start there. By the way, I do have my mask, all right. So the story starts off there when I went to go live with my friend. It's a little emotional, but I thought I'd share it with you, all right? I was staying with my friend, like I said, for several months, just so I could get back on my feet and try and find a job. And one evening, I was laying in bed in my friend's house, and the image might be a little jumpy because I'm walking. I'm at my friend's house, I'm in bed, and this was maybe 1 o'clock in the morning that this happened. So I'm laying in bed in a pitch black room. The house is empty, quiet. I'm there in bed, crying my eyes out and not knowing what was going to happen to me. Like I said, I had very little resources at the time. I was not working. I'm laying in bed, crying my eyes out, and I remember I even had my hands up to my mouth. I was cupping my mouth because I didn't want to make a lot of noise and wake my friend up. And I'm there, and all of a sudden, I'm thinking to myself the whole time that I'm there in bed, I'm thinking, Lord, where are you in this pitch black room? I felt like God had abandoned me. I was not just abandoned by my husband, but it seemed to me at the time like God had abandoned me also. And I'm asking God, where in this pitch black room are you? Because I didn't feel his presence in my life. And I was very sad and crying uncontrollably. And I almost felt like I was on the brink of having a mental breakdown. And I was so frightened because I did not want to run out of the house into the dark night screaming, because then they were going to call the mental people on me and they were going to take me away to a facility. They were going to strap me in some straitjacket. I would never see my family again. I was never going to be normal. That's how I thought, that I was that close to having a nervous breakdown. So I'm there in the dark room and just questioning God, why, Lord? Why have you done this to me? Why have you abandoned me? And the next thing that happened, it almost seems, when I tell it now, it almost seems unreal, but it's all true. I'm going to sit down for a little bit. I'm here by myself. Okay, this is, like I said, sort of an abandoned mall, but there are a few people that do come and walk around. I don't want to get in their way. So I'm there in this dark room, questioning whether or not God loves me, and where are you, Lord, in this dark room, because I don't see you, I don't feel your presence. And all of a sudden, I felt like a faint feather brush up against the side of my face. And when I felt that, it frightened me, because I knew I was in the bedroom by myself. So who is doing that to me? And it scared me. And then when I thought about it, and I even looked around, and when I thought about it, I said, dummy, what were you just thinking right now? You were questioning God's presence in your life, saying that you didn't feel his presence and that he didn't love you. And I came to the realization that God was there in that pitch black room. He sent my guardian angel to my bedside to let me know, I'm here. God was telling me in the dark room, I'm here. And his messenger, the angel, came and he wanted me to know that he was present there in the room with me, and he brushed the side of my face. I tell you, it truly felt like somebody, very faint, okay, you could barely feel it, but it felt like someone with a feather had just brushed my cheek with a feather. And that kind of calmed me down. But what happened next, it's a miracle. Truly, it's a miracle from above. All of a sudden, after I felt the feather, look, I'm having a hard time finding words to explain to you. Sometimes I get tongue-tied, all right. That happens. But I still move on forward. So after I felt that little feather brush the side of my face, I got a message up here. And it was such a strong message. And it was a message that had a lot of urgency in it. And it was more of a command. All of a sudden, I got this message telling me, get up now. Go to the bathroom now. And I'm there in the dark room, not knowing what is going on, but I listened to the little voice that was telling me, do this now. Don't waste any time. Now, it's urgent. And I got up, I bolted out of bed, and I ran to the bathroom. And when I got to the bathroom, the message said to me, get in the bathtub now. And I stepped into the bathtub, and as soon as I stepped into the bathtub, I had blood running down my legs. I must tell you this. After my husband left me, that I said I was in a real dark place and very, very depressed. Well, I stopped having a period. I stopped having menstrual periods for several months. And I even went to the doctor, and the doctor said to me, you're not pregnant. It's all because of the stress that you have been under that is affecting your menstrual periods. And so when I stepped into the bathtub, no more than maybe 3 minutes after I stepped into the bathtub, all of a sudden I looked down and blood is just running down my legs. It's pooling around my feet, and it's going down the drain. And I'm there. Picture this, all right? And I'm there. All the time that I'm in the bathtub, I'm shaking like a leaf. I can't stop shaking. And I'm crying at the same time and trying not to wake my friend up. And then this blood is just rushing out of me. I'm thinking I'm in a horror movie. What is going to happen to me next? I was so frightened. And this went on for several minutes, just the blood coming and coming. And the thing is, I was wearing a nightgown, and nothing got stained. My nightgown didn't get stained. Nothing outside the bathtub got stained. And I was thinking to myself, if I had not listened to that little message when I was in the bedroom, the urgency of the message was now, get up now, go to the bathroom now. If I had not listened to that little message, I would have still been laying in bed, and the mattress would have been soaked and ruined. The carpeting would have been ruined. God knew what he was doing when he put that message in my head. And the thing is, I saw it afterward. I saw it. It was metaphorical to me. I saw that blood that rushed out of me as a way of God cleansing me. He had to get all those toxics out of my body, the fear, the depression, the feelings of suicide, all of those things. He had to cleanse me of all of that and just get it out of me. And not only that, I felt like he had to cleanse me of my old person so that he could create a new person in me. Because shortly after I stopped bleeding and I stopped shaking, a calm feeling came over me. It was like I needed that cleansing to happen to me before I could move on with my life. Because if that had not happened, I think I truly would have had a nervous breakdown, and I don't know what would have happened to me. And after, like I said, the blood stopped flowing, I took my nightgown off, and nothing was stained, nothing. And I showered, and I went back to the bedroom, and my friend never even woke up. His bedroom was right next door to the bathroom. He never woke up. I went back into the bedroom, and I put on a different nightgown, and I lay down in bed, and a calmness had just taken over my body. I was no longer feeling depressed or anxious. It was just a beautiful feeling that came over me. And I'm saying this, I slept like a baby that night. I left it all in God's hands. I said, Lord, you created me. You know what plans you have for me. And he had just cleansed me. So what am I afraid of now? I closed my eyes, I went to sleep, and I slept so good. I had not slept like that in a long time. And like I said, after my husband left, I was not in a good place up here. Emotionally, I was a wreck because it's something that was very unexpected. Even though for a long time, my husband at the time, he had been doing little things that didn't seem quite right to me. And I kind of suspected something was going on, but I didn't want to see reality. And so I would put blinders on, right, and make excuses for the little things that I saw happening. I didn't want to accept reality. And the following day, when I woke up, my friend, when he saw me in the kitchen eating my breakfast, he said, "You look different." He said, "You look so calm." And I was, like I said, I was a new created being because Jesus Christ cleansed me. He got rid of all those toxics that were in me. And after that, I still felt sad over the breakup of my marriage, but nothing compared to the way I was prior, where I was feeling like I didn't want to live anymore. And I even attempted a bad attempt. I even attempted suicide. But thank you, Jesus, I was not very good at it. And shortly after that, I met my current husband. We've been together 29 years. And the man that left me for another woman, guess what? He is working on his fifth wife. I was number 2, okay? And he's working on his fifth wife. So that tells you this is a man that has no morals. And it was a good thing that God took him out of my life when he did, because it opened me up to a new life. And I'm so thankful and feel so blessed that God did that. Although at the time, I could not see how a blessing could come out of that. No, 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 there's no way you're going to tell me that life is going to be rosy after that. But it was, and I flourished and I prospered, and I've been very happy with my life. And I'll tell you this also, that man, my ex-husband, I don't have hard feelings for him. I still communicate with him every now and blue moon on Facebook, because I chose not to hold bad feelings for him, because it wasn't healthy for me, and I know that's not what God would want me to do. In the beginning, of course, I couldn't stand him. I hated him because he had caused me so much pain and misery. But after all that fell away, I said, I'm not going to live with that bitterness and resentment. I'm a newly created being. I don't want any of those things in me, taking root in me. And like I said, we still communicate every once in a blue moon. He'll comment on a picture that I post on Facebook, on my personal Facebook page. And on his birthday, I wish him a happy birthday, and he does the same to me. So don't hold on to resentments. It only hurts you. It's like a poison. So don't hold on to resentments. Learn to let those things wash away. So, like I said, I came to do my usual walking. I try and come 3 times a week to walk because it's good to get exercise, right? I want to be healthy as I possibly can be. And while I was walking, I said, okay, you're going to be here at least 2 hours walking. Use your time wisely. And sometimes when I come walk, I may listen to some Christian music on YouTube. But today I said, I'm going to post this little video and see what you think about it. I thank you so much for stopping by and visiting my channel. I hope, it's my wish, I hope that somebody gets something out of this little video, even if it's just a small kernel of something positive from it. I try to post something twice a week. Come back and visit with us. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And hit that little bell that lets you know when I've posted something new. I want you to know also, I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart that have helped my homeless ministry out by sending a donation. That means a lot to me. And I thank you, and I always lift up a prayer for you, and I ask God to return it to you double. All right? Thank you again. Let me know what you thought about this little video. I gotta get back to my walking. I try and walk between 5 and 6 miles every time I come. And like I said, look, there's nobody here. Right now, I'm the only one in this mall. Now, this mall at one time was thriving, but the pandemic came and wreaked havoc on it. The people that were barely struggling to stay in business finally had to close shop. But this mall has been around for many years. That's what I was told by the security. There's security here. They said that this mall has been here for many years, and it has actually been empty for 3 or 4 years. But like I said, it's not really empty because there are 3 or 4 another businesses opening up soon. So there's going to be 4 businesses here, and they're trying to revitalize it and bring it back. They're looking for anchor stores, but things are hard. Malls are going out of popularity, right? All over the U.S., malls are closing up. So I don't know what is the future of this mall, but as long as it's here, I'm going to come and do my walking. And look, I know this is taking me out of my the video that I was going to talk about, but I just want you to see. Here's the Radio Shack. It's closed. They've been gone for a long time. That's what happens. See, malls are no longer popular. People are doing a lot of their shopping online, and little malls like this are struggling to stay in business. Anyway, enough of this talk, all right? Thank you again for stopping by. I see somebody at the far end, they're walking. So people are starting to arrive. This is a very popular place to come and walk because it's not a busy, crazy mall. Like the mall in Dayton, I tried walking there and it was crazy. There's too many people. A lot of them don't wear their masks. So I come here because I feel safe. The shopkeepers know me, the security know me, and I know some of the other folks that come and walk here. So this is a place I feel safe. I don't have to worry. Now, when a walker does come, I usually skirt them. I try and stay away from them. Thank you again for stopping by. Subscribe to our channel. Come back and visit with us, okay? God loves you very much. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye-bye.